Susan David, in her article published in Harvard Business Review in 2016, explained that anger and stress are two of the emotions reported by the people most frequently, especially in workplace. But in most cases, they are masks for deeper feelings and emotions that we could not or did not want to describe in a more precise way. In her article, titled 3 Ways to Better Understand Your Emotions, she emphasizes that understanding our original emotions is a critical capability that enables us to control our emotions and interact more successfully with ourselves and the world. Listen to this real story. Mike gets home, tired and exhausted. A few moments later, his wife, Emily, gets into a fight with him just on a very trivial and stupid thing. He accuses her of being angry and bad-tempered. But what if Emily feels neglected and frustrated, and lack of enough attention by her husband has made her touchy and sensitive? So, she gets angry easily and behaves unexpectedly. Although she looks angry, this is not her original emotion and feeling. Her real emotion is being neglected and dismissed. Consider another example. Mikhail found himself in a perpetual cycle of stress because of the never-ending list of tasks at work. As he more precisely defined his emotions, he realized what he was feeling wasn't just stress. He felt more general dissatisfaction with his work. Deep down, he felt disappointed in some of his career choices and anxious about what the future held for him. Once Mikhail recognized and accepted these emotions, he was able to see what they were signaling to him. He started to question whether he was on the right career path. This revelation meant that instead of tackling a productivity problem by becoming more disciplined or saying no to extra work, Mikhail was able to do something much more appropriate and constructive. He began working with a career coach. By examining what his emotions were telling him, rather than pushing them away or focusing on the wrong problem, he learned something new about himself and was eventually able to find a new career path where he was just as busy but felt much less stressed. Our emotions can teach us valuable lessons. Let them shine a light on what you want to change, how you want to act in the future, or what is valuable to you. Susan David, in her famous book named Emotional Agility, explains that most people tend to suppress or ignore their emotions, and they are not aware of their original emotions. She beautifully describes that major steps in dealing with your emotions and controlling them are acknowledging your emotions and analyzing and differentiating them correctly. Most studies show that people usually try to ignore or suppress their emotions, especially those emotions which they think are negative or bad. Do not forget that there is no bad emotion in the world. All emotions are signals which show you what is going on inside you in your mind. Acknowledge your emotions and admit them even if they make you uncomfortable. Remember that discomfort is the price of admission to a meaningful and better life. You can also recognize the patterns which signify you have been hooked by your feelings and emotions. Repeating thoughts or messages in your mind, being unfocused, or feeling depleted or apathy, all in all are indications that you are hooked by your emotions. James Pennebaker has done 40 years of research on the links between writing and emotional processing. His experiments revealed that people who write about their emotions and emotional moments of their life experience considerable increase in their physical and mental well-being. These experiments also revealed that over time, those who wrote about their feelings began to develop insights into what those feelings meant or didn't mean. The process of writing allowed them to gain a new perspective on their emotions and to understand them and their implications more clearly. As mentioned earlier, analyzing and understanding your emotions correctly and accurately is the second important step in dealing with your emotions and controlling them. You should try to detect the original emotion deep down inside you. Remember that our emotions are key indicators which show what we care about and what we really value in our mind. As Daniel Goleman said in his book, Emotional Intelligence, most people label their emotions wrongly or inaccurately. We usually use the word stressed for expressing every emotion, but it is different from being disappointed or sad. Violence and anger sometimes represent something deeper and more important than it seems. A violent person might feel abandoned or unheard, or maybe entitled. And as a result of that, they look for a way to express or manifest their internal and true feelings and emotions. They show those feelings by anger and violence unconsciously, because they cannot find a better way to express them. In many cases, anxiety comes from fear of failure or fear of rejection. Also, stress is usually confused with the sense of being guilty or irresponsible. For example, we are stressed because we think that we are not responsible enough, or we are guilty about a given situation. In order to understand your true and original emotions, you must broaden your emotional vocabulary. Words matter. If you're experiencing a strong emotion, take a moment to consider what to call it. But don't stop there. Once you've identified it, try to come up with 2 more words that describe how you are feeling. You might be surprised when you discover a deeper emotion buried beneath the more obvious one. Go beyond the obvious to identify exactly what you are feeling. Accepting our emotions and finding the true emotion behind them are key steps in dealing with our emotions. But there are more steps to be taken to be able to control our emotions and manage other people's feelings. If you are interested to know other important steps, follow our episodes.